Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own modern house. Quick disclaimer, I will not be showing you how to acquire all of the sheep that you might see scattered around the house, aka my organic lawnmowers. They keep taking chunks out of my lawn and I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing I can do. Well, there's not nothing that I can do, but I'm not going to stoop to that low. Don't worry, Mr. Sheep. It's okay. Keep mowing my lawn. It's also worth mentioning that I have designed the interior of the house as well, which you'll have to wait until the end of the video to see. Don't you skip ahead. The amount of space required to make this house is a 15 by 16 block area as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground. Now that will allow you to build the entire house and you'll be able to fit at least one pig inside your house as well. Here are all of the materials that you will need to make your house. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. So step one, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come all the way to the front left hand corner of our grid, if we've made it, and we're going to count backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on this sixth block we're going to place 3 smooth quartz. 1, 2, 3. We want to extend to the right using slabs. We're going to extend to the right by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then want to extend backwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend out to the right also by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend backwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we want to extend this fifth block across, and we want to join back to where we first started. So the end result of this should be, hopefully quite simple, this shape. So once you have managed to make this shape, we have to do a couple of things. So we have to place a few more smooth quartz blocks. The first corner that we made, where we started going back here, we want to place on top of this corner 3 smooth quartz. So 1, 2, 3 like this. We want to extend it backwards along the row of smooth quartz slab. And then we also want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz on the right side where we encountered the next outward corner. And then we also want to extend those smooth quartz blocks backwards as well. So we are making 2 solid walls there, essentially. Now, what we can then do is we can extend across the back of the build. So the top of the wall that we just made, this right here, we want to extend this to the right using 8 quartz slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to extend this forwards and we're going to join it to the front of the build. So again, hopefully quite a simple design. We should have something which should look like this. All we've got to do really as well is just join this part of the build together as well. So like the little smaller part, we just want to join that as well. And now that we've done that, quite honestly, we have a good chunk of the structure of the house made. It'd be easy for us now to add a row of oak planks. The oak planks are placed at the same level as the quartz slabs, quite literally the same level. The lower half of the oak planks will be exposed by the quartz slab, so we just want to have something. You can see us put this together now. We just want to have something that should look like this. Nice and simple. Oh, we should also as well, on the left side of the build, we should connect the quartz down to the ground. So we're going to have to use a mixture of slabs and block for this, but we just want to connect the left side down to the ground. So you can see that we kind of get that flowing pattern. So we have a solid wall on the left down here below, and we have solid walls up here on the right above. So it goes together rather nicely. We're going to mark out our rooms now. So on the front of the build, basically, the first oak plank that exists, like where we first started, so where we have this first row of quartz, we'd want to extend this oak plank down to the ground. We want to leave a gap of 2, and then we want to extend another row of oak planks down to the ground. We want to leave a gap of 2, and then we want to extend another row of oak planks down to the ground. We want to extend a row of oak planks backwards from that third row of oak planks, and the row exists like this. So basically it just moves all the way through the build and it pops out the back, to which we then want to add these same rows of oak planks that we have on the front. So nice and simple. If you want to save yourself a little bit of work, what I would recommend is filling underneath the windows in using oak planks. So the windows are on the front. We have the left side, this is a window. On the right side, this is actually a door, so you can fill underneath this empty space if you fill it in with smooth quartz, because that's what I'm using as a floor material, and you can replace that. You can replace it with smooth quartz and then put doors on it. But then when it comes to the back of the house, again, we have the oak planks and then we have the light blue glass pane, but feel free to change the glass pane. When it comes to the floor of the house, it would actually be rather beneficial for us now to dig out the interior floor here and for us to replace it using smooth quartz or whatever material you want. Why am I not using oak? Just as a contrast, pretty much. I just don't want everywhere to be oak. You can even install a window towards the back of the build. So here on the left side, on the back, feel free to dig out this area here. Feel free to dig out like a 2x2 square, kind of how we have done everywhere else, and feel free to install a window. That'll actually be a little bit cool later on. So we just want to have something which should look like this. So that's the lower part of the house done. It's rather simple, hopefully. But what we also want to do is on the right side of the build where we have these rows of oak planks here, I'd recommend extending them and connecting them down to the ground on mainly the back and right side of the build like this. This will become relevant later. But what you can also do is you can, from the row of oak that you kind of extended down, you can dig in the ground and you can continue to extend 2 rows in front of the house like this. So what you want to be 2 rows in front of the house, and we also want to have a path. We want a double wide smooth quartz path that leads all the way from here. So we take a right from the doors, we connect to the row of oak planks that we have, and we just want to fill this little area in here using smooth quartz. So we have a nice little corner of pathway like this. That's looking pretty good. So up above, what do we want to have up here? So we kind of want to have, we want to set up some framework using some oak planks and such. So for instance here, we're going to place a row of oak planks that kind of like extends up through the house. If you can see the edge of where we have these doors, if you extend up and join underneath, actually not even underneath, if you extend it up and join to where the quartz slabs are, and you can even place a row of oak planks that just goes all the way around the inside of the top of the roof like this, and it might even help us out a little bit just to give you a bit of a better idea of what we want to do. So you see we have that vertical row of oak planks, but we also want to connect the row to the left down as well. This is going to be a window. We don't even have to replace any blocks down below because we already have our oak planks. To the right of us here, we also want to have a window, but it's a little bit smaller. We're just going to place oak planks on the right with a row of glass on the left. We also want to come to the back of the building. We want to extend these corners down. So this corner here, we want to have one in the middle. These basically mirror what we have on the front, if you've noticed. You'll want to add an extra row of oak planks inside where we have this little window here, and you may even want to like add a little bit of structure inside the house. Like you might want to add this little cubby hole here, or you might want to fill this in. It's kind of up to you. It depends what sort of aesthetic you want to go for. We have to fill the back of the house in using, we want to fill the back of the house in using light blue glass pane, just like this. And then on this side here, we want to have, again, it completely depends. Like maybe you've had enough of windows, so you want to seal this part up. That's perfectly fine. We want to have a double door though, that will lead us out onto the side, but feel free to have windows there. Feel free to seal some up on the back. Feel free to make it so that we don't have a double window here, so that it more so, it more so matches the bottom of the build. It's completely up to you, you know, add them, don't add them. You know where to put them if you do want them. We're going to place some light blue glass pane around the edge of the balcony area. This is around the immediate oak planks. The end result should look like this. You can see that this house is actually shaping up rather nicely. So the next thing that we have to do, I think that it's important for us to make the under part of the house. So the cellar, I suppose it would be. The cellar is basically just going to be made by digging in front of the smooth quartz that we placed earlier. We just want to keep adding rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and more rows of stairs until eventually we get to a point that we're happy with the depth. So the way that I'm thinking is I want to keep adding rows of stairs until I only have a 2x2 block amount of space, if that makes sense. So like I want the stairs coming all the way down until I have this 2x2 square which lines up with this window, and it just helps to pull things together. Continuity and all that. It makes things look a little bit more symmetrical. And I think that this house is different enough that we don't have to focus on trying to make things more abstract and such. I think I think it's rather cool when things do line up in a particular way like this. It just works out really nicely. So here we're adding the oak planks, and then here on the left, right, basically just all the way around the staircase, we just want to have all of the oak planks just like this. So that's nice, perfect. So you can see that looks way, way better. And then we're going to want to limit the amount of headspace here as we walk in. And then this is why we placed the quartz earlier as well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, because it comes in nice and handy, doesn't it? We know where the ceiling is. So it is a little bit dark. It is a little dark down here, is what I was trying to say. But you are more than welcome to add some torches, use a potion of night vision, chuck some lanterns on the wall, whatever you want to do to make this more bright, you feel free to do so. I'm not struggling at the moment to see, so I don't feel the need to add anything in, but you're going to want to figure out the dimensions down here. I would recommend making it similar to the room just up above us, right? So that shouldn't be too hard to figure out because we have the oak, you see, up above us, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out how far to place the walls and where they should go. So if you just dig around where the edge of the quartz is, it gives you a good idea. And oh, I actually have some sea lanterns on me, so I'll tell you what, I'll chuck one down. I didn't realize that, so I'll place some. Basically, I'm finding the edge of the ground level of the house, and that's about as big as I want the cellar to be. But hopefully it goes without saying that you can make this as big as you want. I mean, you can just keep going and going and going if you want. You might have to replace some area outside if you do keep going, depending upon how high you want to dig, but you could definitely make this 2 blocks high if you wanted to, and you could just keep it going. You could just have a big giant tunnel underneath your house. It'd actually be sort of cool. I'm actually going to have an enchantment library down here, so I just want it to be kind of like mysterious is the wrong word, because I mean there's literally a staircase just to the right of the house. So I guess it is sort of mysterious because people would be like, what's down there? But it's not really like a secret. So I guess it is mysterious, but without it being a secret. But the point of the matter is, this is what the room will look like. Nice and bright down here. I'm going to leave the sea lantern for now, just so it makes it easier later. But other than that, I'm going to put a set of double doors on there, and then we've kind of put a finish on that particular part of the build. What else do we have to do, ladies and gentlemen? So we're actually cracking on nicely. The next part is we want to make a canopy. So what does the canopy look like? The canopy is a set of smooth quartz slabs placed underneath the right overhanging part of the house that is even and level with the oak planks that we have here. We're going to extend these slabs outwards to the outer boundary of the house, like this. We're then going to place on the ground below smooth quartz block, and we're going to join the canopy on the front and the back using oak fence. Nice and simple. We're going to place a row of smooth quartz slabs extending from the canopy front and left. It will connect to the path. We're going to place a row of smooth quartz slabs that extends across the back of the build, and it's just going to finish here pretty much. So here we might be able to place some flowers or something like that, but we'll keep it nice and simple regardless. So this area is, I don't know whether I mentioned it, I think I did already, but it's a pool. Anyway, I'm sure you guys know that from the start of the video. The way that we get into said pool is there is a double wide set of stairs right here built into the pathway that we kind of just slip down into the pool. The pool is of 2 levels. Now what does that mean? So one part of the pool is deeper than the other. this kind of horizontal, I'll call it, I'll say horizontal as we look down upon it like this. This horizontal part is the first part of the pool. It is shallower than the second part of the pool. The next part of the pool, which I'm making now, the vertical part of the pool, so when it goes around the bend, that is parallel, next to, perpendicular, whatever the word perpendicular means, next to the... I think that's literally what it means. I always got confused by that. The area next to the set of cellar stairs, that wants to be a bit deeper. So that's cool and all, this is, but we have to dig an extra row down. So we have to dig an extra row down not only for the shallow part, but also for the deeper part. I'm going to be using white glazed terracotta as a pool material. Why this? Because it doesn't stand out too much, but it's also a nice material. So not only is it kind of a cool pattern, but it's not overpowering whatsoever. I want to have the pool, I want the middle of the pool, and you can do this on both sides, I want the middle of the pool to have sea lanterns in the center. This will provide us a nice amount of light. I'm going to dip down to the next part of the pool here now, and I'm going to do the same thing. So nice and easy, nice and easy. Feel free to change up the glazed terracotta. Again, why am I using white? Because it's a nice, it's cool, it's colorful, but it's not overpowering. Not in the same way that, say, the orange, I believe it's orange or cyan, it's the one that I always think looks like a clownfish. I call it the Finding Nemo terracotta. But yeah, also, as we're going around doing this, you're going to want to extend, you're going to want to dig underneath, say, the quartz slabs, and you're going to want to place smooth quartz underneath. Where you see oak planks on the left, you're going to want to dig down and replace those with, you know, oak planks. So on and so forth. As you just go around, you place the smooth quartz all over everywhere. You just want to join it down. It all wants to be uniform. It all wants to blend together really nicely, and it shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully, to achieve. There is something that we're actually missing as well. So here in the secondary pool, we're missing another light. I just now eyeballed that, but I think it's actually right. So the light is actually once again in the center of the second part of the pool. 3 rows either side. Actually works out the same way for the area up above. So I think that those areas are actually the exact same size, which is very I guess satisfying, honestly. I don't know, I've just thought about this. I don't know whether a row of light blue glass pane would work well there. I'm going to test it. I think it looks alright though. We have to place a row of smooth quartz block leading from the front left corner of the build forwards. If you wanted to encase the build in a little bit more, you could add a row of smooth slab across the front there. All that is left to do, quite literally, except when it comes to the inside, of course, is just adding a row of jungle leaves to the left side here, and I like the idea of adding some poppies in kind of like a corner. Now that we've got the slab, it kind of frames things a little bit, just in a corner like this. Only other thing that you might want to do, of course, is hello. You might want to add perhaps some flowers along the back just to kind of like box this in. If you're interested in boxing it in, you absolutely don't have to. And when it comes to the roof, it's up to you what material you want to fill it in with. It's actually quite a low ceiling, so it might feel less claustrophobic if you add a little bit of light blue glass block to the ceiling. It might feel a bit better if you do that. So, choices. We don't have water on us. I don't know why. I thought I grabbed it. I was like 100% sure, but I was wrong. So, what we next want to do is just waterlog these stairs. We want to add some water to the upper part of the pool here. We don't want to add more than we have to. This will flow into the lower part of the pool, to which we then want to just make this flat. We don't want it to flow at all. Just need it to be still. No. Here. Here? No, maybe here? Yeah, that looks great. Perfect. So, what you get is we still have this flowing part into the lower part of the pool, which I like. Yeah, and then we have the upper part of the pool as well. So, really, really nice, ladies and gentlemen. We've done a great job here. So, what do we have to do next? The inside. That's it. There's actually nothing to do to the outside. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to decorate the inside for you so that we can take a nice long look at it after I've finished. And once I've done that, I'll be back. We've completed the outside, ladies and gentlemen. The step-by-step part is done. So this is what your house will look like once it has been 100% fully completed. As I said, nothing has really changed to the outside, but I feel as though that we should take a look at it anyway. However, there have been some changes inside, and I think that we will probably start from the ground up, or should I say, underground up. So not only do we have access to this awesome pool as we walk into the house boundary, not only can we enter the front door, but we can come down into the cellar area, which I have opted to make an enchanting room. If this wasn't a survival themed modern house, you best believe that this would be an aquarium, because not only do we have space for an awesome aquarium, but we have some glass roofage here too. It would be pretty cool to be chilling out in my living room and just seeing a squid down below my feet. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, I've turned it into a nice little enchantment library because it just kind of like fits. It's just kind of like a nice little secret room. I just kind of like it as that. As we head into the actual ground level of the house, not the underground level, you can see down there. See, that'd be awesome as a fish tank. I should have done that. But we have a brewing room here. This is just right on the ground level brewing room. We have all sorts of little plants and stuff as decoration. We have a little bit of storage, cauldrons and such. That leads us up to the second floor, so we have an internal ladder here. Internal ladder, does that even mean anything? We have a ladder inside of the house, which takes us to the second floor, the second of 3 floors, and we then have all sorts of crafting implements built into the wall. We have a place to store our armor, we have a chest, we have a couple of furnaces, and we have a bed, and last but not least we have a double door which leads us onto the balcony, which we can have a look at the village over there where they have all of their medieval stupid buildings, and we have a... wait, there are 2 villages? Oh wow, there's one over there and one over there. Both of them get to envy our awesome modern house, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, making fun of villagers aside, that is the house. Mr. Sheep, did you really take a chunk out of my grass? Do you know how long that takes to grow? Really? Okay, he's not even interested. He's literally ignoring me. Oh no, the sideways glance. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me the channel out very, very much. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing and clicking that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And if you do want to make anything else by me, check out the card system description below in the top of the comment section for more. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.